After the success of Saints Row 1, with the game selling over 1 million copies by late 2006, Volition had no choice but to make a sequel that cemented itself into video game culture as a whole and became one of the most iconic games to come out of the late 2000s, Xbox 360 PS3 era, despite the PC port, well, being a PC port. As I stated in my last video on the first Saints Row, which you should definitely watch by the way, Saints Row 2 has to be in my top 5 games of all time. Scratch that, it's my #1 favorite game of all time, as it truly made my awful childhood so much better. Like honestly, this game shaped me into who I am, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Unlike the previous entry in the franchise, Saints Row 2 decided to be a whole lot more humorous and B-movie action this time around, but still grounded within reality, overall being the most perfectly balanced Saints Row story in my opinion. Something I truly wish they continued with moving forward, but we all can't get what we want, can we? Anyways, let's head back to Stillwater and take a deep dive into Saints Row 2.
What are your thoughts on drug problem facing this campus?
Oh, I'm not a student here. I just come here for
Just like any video game in existence, Saints Row 2 had a couple collector's editions with a few goodies, the coolest of which being the Xbox UK version. God bless my country. The UK collector's edition of Saints Row 2 comes in a Saints themed box with a cardboard gun. Unfortunately, the gun is just merely a part of the aesthetic and not a prop, which is disappointing, but the golden bullet, that's something you can actually hold, as it's a USB that contains gamer pics and wallpapers for Saints Row 2. The box itself contains the game, an art book which I absolutely love, and a sick double-sided poster with a map of Stilwater and promo art of the game. Believe it or not, there was also a giveaway in 2008 held by THQ France for a 24-karat gold-plated Saints Row Xbox. I'm not even joking. Whoever owns that, please hit me up. I beg you. I will do anything to have that in my hands, and I mean anything. I would do a lot of things. I would. I also own these Saints Row 2 playing cards, which are pretty cool. They feature some of the characters from the game on them, and I do love me some playing cards. I'm not too sure where they're from though. Maybe a promo run of the game or something. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments. With that out of the way, let's actually get into the meat and potatoes of the game.
You'll never guess who's awake.
You're shitting me.
Come see for yourself.
How long has it been?
Years. I stopped keeping track a while ago.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Time flies when you're watching someone breathe through a tube.
How's the family?
My wife's cheating on me with an altar exec, and my daughter sits in her room listening to Aisha albums all day.
Oh, for a dead woman, she sure releases a lot of records.
No shit.
God, that was a hell of a year. Alderman Hughes, Mayor Winslow, Aisha, Chief Monroe.
All murdered by that asshole who's been sitting in intensive care on taxpayers' money.
Boy said he wouldn't pull the plug.
Lord knows why.
Anyone call the chief?
Couldn't get through. The press has been mobbing him with phone calls.
Oh, about the...
Yep.
I forgot that was today.
You should pay more attention.
Fuck off. How's the patient?
Seeing as they're still breathing after being caught in a massive explosion, I'd say pretty good.
Coming through!
What happened?
Shanking.
Put him over there. Sorry about that.
Have they said anything yet?
Not yet. But I'm about to take the bandages off.
So Saints Row 2 takes place 5 years after the first game, and if you don't remember, the yacht mysteriously blew up where player was having a meeting with Alderman Hughes, putting player in a coma, even though I'm sure even I couldn't survive that explosion. Oh yeah, and Troy was an undercover cop the entire time, but actually kept player alive for all these years on life support in the prison hospital, as he still considered the Saints his friends, having a soft spot for them. After the bandages are taken off, we're thrown into a character creation screen, which is completely upgraded from the first game in every single way. Not only do you have the standard features like changing your hairstyle, eye color, and voice,
what I wouldn't do for a decent pint around here,
but you have brand new features like your character's fighting style, movement style, face expressions, compliments, and taunts.
come on! Oh yeah, bitch.
Oh yeah, and you can actually choose a female character this time around.
I'm tougher than I look.
After building our character, the boss, yeah, his name is the boss now, if you didn't know, he's introduced to Carlos, a sibling to an unnamed 3rd Street Saints member in the past who is here to help the boss escape from prison, because he's like a big fan of him or something, I don't know.
Is it really you?
Do I know you?
My brother was in the Saints and he told me all about you. Listen, we gotta get you out of here.
Well, I'm sure if we ask nicely.
I know a way out.
Yeah? Then why are you still here?
I heard you were in here and I wanted to bust you out. Getting out of here is a two-man job and no one else will give it a try.
You really expect me to trust some guy I don't even know?
Come on, I just got myself shanked so I could get a chance to talk to you. Doesn't that show I'm loyal?
It shows that you're dumb enough to let yourself get stabbed.
I'm trying to help you.
You know what I got the last time I trusted someone? Blown the fuck up.
You need me.
The hell I do? I got the Saints.
Sure you do.
What's that supposed to mean?
How long do you think you've been out?
I don't know, man. 2 or 3 weeks?
Look, I know you think you're a badass, but do you even know where you're at? Without me, you'll be wandering around the prison for hours. Even if you manage to hide from the guards that long, and if you actually figure out how to make it outside these walls, you're just gonna find out that you're sitting on a goddamn island. And I'm pretty sure you can't outswim the Coast Guard.
You got a boat stashed here?
No, but I know where we're gonna steal one.
Alright, let's get out of here.
So with his help, the boss kills the Doctor, introducing us to the melee combat in Saints Row 2, which is a huge improvement as melee combat is more prevalent in this game, and the different fighting styles you can unlock make it all that more unique and satisfying, especially when you land a combo attack on an enemy. But a cool feature they did add to the combat in Saints Row 2 is the environmental weapons. You can literally pick up anything and use it as a weapon, and I mean anything, from a fire hydrant to a mailbox and even a garden gnome. Anyways, after taking out the Doctor, we're met with a decision: play the tutorial or just blast our way out. Because this game handles very much the same to Saints Row 1, we're going to be skipping the tutorial. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, unlike Saints Row 1, this game actually has an autosave feature. Thank God. The boss and Carlos fight their way to the armory to gear up for the fight out of prison, giving us access to brand new weapons never seen before. Of course, you have the classic weapons from SR1, but the sequel adds brand new weaponry, having a total of 32 brand new weapons, including a goddamn minigun and samurai swords, man. All the weapons are pretty fun to use, despite me abusing my SMGs after unlocking the infinite ammo for them. Like seriously, they're OP as hell. Now that the duo are geared up, they fight their way down to the docks and hop on a boat, where the boss takes out incoming police boats and choppers, all whilst Carlos drives the boat to the main island of Stillwater. For the hardcore Saints Row fans out there, you already know about the painful frame rate in this section. God, it hurts my eyes to look at. After taking out waves and waves of cops, the duo finally escape, but unfortunately the row isn't the same as it was 5 years ago.
That's the row?
It is now.
Jesus, when did this happen?
When Ulter got involved.
The clothing company.
After Hughes was killed in that bombing of yours, Ulter picked up the pieces. Now they're everywhere. On TV, on billboards, in stores. Hell, if you ever forget who Ulter is, just look towards Saints Row and you'll see that fucking eyesore. Here we are.
Where can I find the other Saints?
Huh. What other Saints?
What you talking about?
Without anyone to lead them, the Saints fell apart. Once the Brotherhood, Ronin, and Samedi showed up, the few that were left dropped their flags before they got killed.
Well, that's fucking great.
Look, I know you didn't ask for it, but my advice is to just keep your head down. The cops are looking for you and a lot's changed. I say you just go buy a beer and soak up as much information as you can.
Thanks, Carlos.
Anytime.
So with the Saints gone and Stillwater completely changed, the boss takes Carlos's advice and goes to buy a beer, but first, it's time to change out of the orange prison jumpsuit. The boss heads to the nearest sloppy seconds and purchases a new fit, and of course, it has to involve the color purple. It's Saints Row after all. I honestly gotta say, Saints Row 2 has some of the best clothing customization out there in any video game, due to its layering system where you can purchase a wide range of underwear, undershirts, overshirts, and coats, even having color and material choices too. Overall, making the entire process of buying clothing even more fun than it already is. No joke, I probably spent about 20 minutes alone choosing my outfit, which is way more than I do in other video games, I'll tell you that. Unfortunately, you don't gain extra respect for wearing purple like the last game, but you do gain style ranks with the more expensive clothes, jewelry, cars, and pimped out cribs you own, which of course grants you extra bonus respect. Speaking of customization, you can actually customize your cribs, gang attire, and even your graffiti tags. They've really overhauled this game, and I absolutely love it. But it's not just the customization they upgraded. Stillwater itself was made into a city even more beautiful than before. Like seriously, the diversity in Stillwater is absolutely amazing. It's one of, if not the most diverse map in the open world crime genre. The map feels so alive and the architecture is stunning. And I mean stunning. And the random NPCs doing their daily routines truly reminds me of the depth of GTA 4. And that is a huge compliment.
There must be some speeders in the atmosphere. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Shake those fuckers! Skeet! 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 Oh!
Yeah!
What's taking the police so long?
I knew all these people were lying about you. Do you think you could kill my wife? I really don't want to pay child support.
And that, Your Honor, is why I set the cat on fire.
This is... I knew I should have run my dice with Pam. You're messing with the wrong cop!
After changing into the brand new threads, the boss heads over to the strip club TNA to grab a drink and watch some television, where he learns that Troy is now the chief of police. And turns out that Johnny Gat is facing a death trial as he attempted to murder Troy the previous year. As you know, well, he was an undercover cop and all that. So considering Johnny might be sent to death row, the boss drives over to the courtroom with 4 minutes on the clock and finally meets up with Gat for the first time in years.
Mr. Gat, you've been convicted of over 300 murders. Do you really expect this appeal to work?
I figure with the statute of limitations, it really should be closer to 250.
There's no statute of limitations for murder.
Why the fuck not?
Watch yourself, Mr. Gat.
Or what? You'll hold me in contempt of court? You're already planning on giving me the chair. You think I'd give a shit about you not liking me? Fuck off.
I'm curious if you can keep your cavalier attitude when 2,000 volts are running through your body.
Oh yeah? And I'm curious if you can keep acting like a douchebag when I shove that gavel up your ass.
My client would like that stricken from the record.
What's that?
Drop it.
Anyone hit and need a lawyer?
Shit. About time your burnt ass woke up.
You okay, Johnny?
Yeah, aside from almost getting sent to the chair, I'm fucking great. Hey, you look different. You do something with your hair?
You ready to get out of here?
Alongside Gat, the boss fights his way out of the courthouse and drives over to Forgive and Forget, whilst they both catch up on what's been happening whilst the boss was in a coma. Turns out Johnny and Aisha are still together, Johnny was in prison for 2 years and 31 days, Julius is missing, Benjamin King wrote an autobiography, Dex is just Dex, I guess, and Troy, as we know, is the chief of police. I guess a lot happens when you're in a coma for 5 years. After being forgiven and forgotten, the boss takes Gat to Aisha's house where they crack open a couple of beers, and the boss meets Aisha once again.
Oh my god. It's you.
Surprised, Aisha?
What? That you're here? Or that you're talking?
Pick one.
We all thought you were dead.
I almost was.
Well, for someone who was blown to hell, you look great. Did you do something with your hair?
Now, I've been getting that a lot.
Yo, can we get back to business?
What's the rush?
I've been cooped up on death row and that bitch has been laid out in a coma.
We definitely need to remind motherfuckers who we are.
And that can't wait until after dinner?
No.
You two haven't changed at all.
Well, you know, there's a saying about dogs and blowing shit up. So what's the plan?
We get our crew together. Once we got that, we can work on how we taking back our city.
Sounds good.
And where were you planning on having this little meeting? No.
Well, this place is pretty spacious.
No.
The color's very soothing.
No.
Come on, Ish.
This ain't no fucking gang clubhouse.
Change of plans.
We gotta find a new place.
Yeah, you got it.
So considering Aisha doesn't want her crib turned into a gang clubhouse, Gat and the boss head out to find a more suitable place. Unfortunately, they can't use the old church as Altor renovated it, along with the rest of the row, turning it into some tourist building or something. But it doesn't matter, as Gat knows of an old mission house that has an abandoned hotel below it, as years ago there was an earthquake that dropped part of the city below sea level, and was left there as it was built over. But it isn't just open to take though, as currently the homeless are living there, so the boss needs to evict them. The duo arrive at the mission house and make their way underground, first taking out some of the Sons of Samedi goons, and eventually the homeless, by grabbing them and throwing them into their shanties. Yeah, human shields are in this game, one of Saints Row 2's defining features. After taking out several shanties and evicting the current tenants, the boss and Gat discussed a new accommodation.
So, what'd you think?
It's kind of a shithole.
True that. But it's a shithole with potential.
I don't know, man.
Oh, come on. A stripper pole, some flat screens, maybe some nicer furniture.
You had me a stripper pole.
Fucking A.
With the Saints HQ claim, the duo clear out some of the bodies, but Gat starts complaining about doing the janitor work.
Come on, this is the kind of shit people who just got canonized should have to do.
Good idea. We'll just ask some of the crew for help. Hey, buddy, you want to help? No? Looks like we doing this ourselves.
That's my point. We can't really run a gang if we don't have, you know, a fucking gang.
You said it yourself. Most of the old crew are either dead or busted by Troy. We're gonna have to start fresh.
Yeah, well, let's get on that, because I'm done mopping up blood.
This kid Carlos helped me bust out. He seems all right, but we're gonna need more. What you thinking?
Yo, I met some people in jail who might work. Let me make some calls. Once I find out where these bitches are, you're gonna have to show them that you're the real deal, though. They won't just follow anybody.
it won't be a problem.
So because the Saints need some lieutenants for the gang, the boss does some work for 3 separate individuals to prove he's the real deal. Starting with Carlos, the same guy who busted the boss out of prison. To join the Saints, he wants the boss to help him repossess someone's car with a tow truck. So he does just that, successfully adding Carlos as a lieutenant. Next is Pierce, who is a whiny but strategic gangster who has an interest in fashion and classical music. A perfect fit for the Saints. Pierce wants the boss to prove his worth by taking out a couple of Ronin gangbangers, so he does just that, adding Pierce as another lieutenant. Finally, we have Samedi, who is a chill, laid-back, open-minded stoner that has also slept with half the Stilwater population. Like seriously, she has exes left and right. And in true stoner fashion, she wants the boss to hit a couple of stunt jumps. Well, try. After hitting a couple jumps, Samedi is on board, so they all head to the Saints HQ for a meeting, coming across Gat doing some canonizing with a couple of the new Saints members.
You're next.
Wait, what?
Sorry about that.
Where'd you find these guys?
Like I said, I made some calls.
You guys actually hang out down here?
I don't know. Add a flat screen, some throw pillows, and a hookah, and this place would be all right.
You definitely need a stripper pole in this bitch.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
We listen.
All right, everybody listen up. We got some serious shit to discuss. The Saints used to own Stilwater, and it seems like the only motherfuckers that remember that is me and Gat. I think it's time we give those other crews a wake-up call. Now, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of shit's changed since I've been out of the game, so I'm gonna need some help. Pierce, you on the Ronin. I wanna know who's calling the shots and what businesses they running.
Done.
Samedi, you got the Sons of Samedi.
It's gotta be them.
Fuck you say?
It's cool. I got this.
Carlos.
The Brotherhood. I'm on it.
All right. Once we're done here, talk to one of these guys. I have something for you to do. It's our time now. Let's get this shit started.
Just like SR1, you have to complete strongholds alongside the story missions, and once again they do provide something a bit extra to do, not feeling too tedious to do either, as each and every stronghold feels distinct and different from one another. Something that Saints Row does so well, especially with taking over each district and neighborhood as you complete the strongholds and story missions. Oh yeah, and the respect system is back, where you have to complete side activities in order to gain respect to play the main story missions, but this time it's way better as there's more variety in the activities, but of course, I'll get to that in a bit. Not only that, but you can now purchase stores that earn you money daily and provide you with an extra discount at the store. So before we get into the 3 main gangs we're going to be taking on, the boss heads to the Stilwater Caverns as the homeless that he evicted have moved to the caverns and are robbing tourists to make some money to go back after the Saints. So the boss takes out a bunch of the bums and their shanties, forcing them to never step to the Saints ever again. Just like my Saints Row 1 video, I'm going to be splitting the gangs up into separate parts just so the storylines don't overlap, even though you can approach the missions in any order you want to. So first off, we had the Sons of Samedi, who are a Haitian/Jamaican drug cartel named after voodoo spirit Baron Samedi, the voodoo lord of the dead. And their leader, the general, is apparently into, yeah, that. What a freak. Anyways, the boss meets up with Samedi and gets a nice Christmas present.
A light bulb. Just what I always wanted.
Come on, you think I'd just give you a light bulb?
A face shredder. Just what I always wanted.
Smoke this.
Ever hear of a pipe?
Pipes cost money. Money that can be used for drugs or shoes.
What is it?
It's the Sons of Samedi's #1 product. They call it Loa Dust.
But you smoke it.
They suck at marketing, what can I say? The point is that this shit is all over campus. I mean, frats are buying it by the pound. If we get enough of the stuff, we might find out how to make it ourselves.
And then we sell it for cheaper and steal their market.
Exactly.
How much stuff we talking?
I don't know, 3 pounds? 2 for science, 1 for the weekend?
I can live with that.
So with that info, the boss heads over to Stilwater University to take out a couple of the Samedi dealers in order to steal the lower dust samples and take over their drug market. After collecting both of the lower dust stashes, the boss calls up Shawnee and she informs him that she got a tip that a high-earning drug dealer for the Samedi named Mark Gabby is in the area and taking him out should hurt the Samedi pretty good. So the boss heads to Mr. Gabby's location and takes him out, picking up the final lower dust stash. With the lower dust samples in hand, the boss takes the lower dust back to Shawnee so she can figure out what's in it. And we witness a meeting between the higher-ups of the Samedi. Here we get introduced to the general, his right-hand man Mr. Sunshine, who is pretty creepy and possesses voodoo powers, and finally the popular Gen X DJ veteran child, who is the Samedi's main drug dealer.
Gentlemen, how was business today?
Here's today's take.
There are many singles where 50 should be.
Yeah, about that. I couldn't get a hold of some of my guys.
These men steal from the General?
No, I'm not saying they're stealing. Yo, Papa Shango. I'm talking to the General.
On the streets, you may be a popular DJ, veteran child. But when you're in this car, you do well to remember your place.
My place?
My friends, please be civil. Veteran child, look into the matter of the missing money. If one of your bag boys is indeed alive, take one of his hands. I doubt he will be late again. If he is not alive, I think we have a greater problem.
You want me to cut off some dude's hand?
If he stole from me, he needs to learn.
Yeah, that makes, sense.
Is there a problem?
No. I mean, it's no problem. I got this.
Speaking of DJs, I think it's a good time to talk about the soundtrack because, oh my god, the music in Saints Row is some of the best in any game I've ever played. Especially the radio station K-Rhyme FM. No joke, I genuinely know all the words to every song on that station because of this game. Is that a problem? Maybe, but I don't care because it put me onto so many bangers at a young age. Anyways, music aside, the boss meets back up with Shawnee to discuss her findings on the lower dust, but unfortunately, science is above her pay grade.
So did you find out what was in that lower dust shit?
Science is hard. Anyway, like I was saying, I can't work it out, but I know someone who can.
Who?
It's a woman I met in prison. She knows more about this shit than I ever will. There's only one...
What's the problem?
She's still in prison.
Great.
Don't worry about it. I know how you're gonna break in. Samson, get over here.
Hey, Shandy, I rigged up that bomb you want. Oh!
You should probably hurry.
Yeah, it's a reverse prison escape with a timer, considering Samson is a complete moron and triggered the bomb. So with no time to waste, the boss drives a boat over to the prison where he plants a bomb on the generator to take out the prison's power and fights his way to Shawnee's drug expert, who is a sane suburban mum from the drug trafficking activity in the first game. I actually love how the characters cross over between the games. Alongside Laura, the boss fights his way out of the prison, hops in a chopper and takes Laura back to her house, where we get introduced to her husband, Tobias. Yeah, the other drug trafficking client from the first game. I did not see them getting together.
Toby!
Thanks for bringing my pumpkin muffin back. You need anything, you let me know.
Oh, I already talked to Laura about that.
In that case, you mind giving me and the wife some quality time? I'd like to have a belated conjugal before the PTA meeting.
Not at all.
So whilst Toby and Laura have their quality time, the boss takes out two of the Samedi strongholds, starting with the Elysian Fields trailer park where the Samedi are developing their product, using trailers for drug labs. So the boss acquires a map of the trailer park to locate the trailers with dust labs in them, destroying each and every one of the labs, taking over the trailer park. Next, the boss heads to the Bavogian Plaza drug labs where the Samedi have converted the second floor of the NSFW shop into a dust lab, selling drugs to the clientele on the first floor. So the boss takes out the crackheads, then heads upstairs and takes out the labs, and finally destroys a fleeing Samedi helicopter, successfully taking over Bavogian Plaza. With the strongholds out of the way, the boss meets up with Shawnee and Laura back at the Saints HQ, where they discuss the details and recipe of the lower dust.
Hey, can we, talk about the lower dust already?
Right. Sorry. That stuff is very sophisticated. I won't bore you with all the details like acetone and trichloroethane, but there is definitely some very good pot in there.
As long as we can make the shit, it could have embalming fluid in it for all I care.
Making it won't be a problem. I'll give the recipe to Shawnee.
Now all we gotta do is stop those fuckers from producing anymore.
Well, seeing as they're turning out so much product, they'd need a... Oh my god, I'm an idiot.
What's up?
In college, I dated this guy who would sell for the Suns, and he mentioned that they used to grow all their shit on a farm off campus.
And this is coming up for the first time. Why?
I forgot.
You're right. You are an idiot.
Hey!
Thanks for your help, Laura.
Where are you going?
I got a farm to burn down.
We can't just charge into that place.
You don't have to.
What do you mean?
Tobias is outside in the car. He's got a pilot's license. Why don't you just have him fly you over the farm?
You gotta be kidding me.
Does it look like I'm joking?
So with Toby's help, the boss takes out the Samedi drug farm, taking out all their equipment and lieutenants, crippling their drug production, and of course, the general isn't too happy at all, and confronts veteran child as he's the one who told Shawnee about the drug farm when they were dating whilst they were high. So the general orders veteran child to kill Shawnee, otherwise Mr. Sunshine will burn him alive. A bit overkill, to be honest. In the meantime, the boss heads to Stilwater Uni to take out another Samedi stronghold. This time the Sons of Samedi are attempting to recruit students to join their gang at the cultural day in the student union. So the boss puts a stop to it, taking out all of the recruiters and eliminating even more Samedi inside the student union, taking over Stilwater University. With the uni out the way, the boss makes his way back to the Saints hideout, but unfortunately veteran child beats him to it.
Nice place you got here, Samedi.
What are you doing here?
I've been watching this place. I know you're here alone.
Not for long, I'm not. So you better get the...
Don't make this difficult. Bitch!
Back off! Back the fuck off! You think you walking out of here?
Unless you want a bullet in this bitch, you're goddamn right I am.
Kid, you just made us. You know who the fuck I am? Seeing as I'm gonna kill you in a few seconds, I don't really give a shit.
Keep your distance!
Shortly after veteran child takes Shawnee, he calls the boss to go to Stocks if he wants to see Shawnee again. So he does just that, and on the way he calls up Pierce to let him know, but of course, the boss already knows it's a trap, and orders Pierce to find out other places veteran child might have taken Shawnee. So whilst Pierce does that, the boss arrives at Stocks and takes out all the Samedi inside, and of course, veteran child isn't there. But it doesn't matter as Pierce calls the boss to let him know that veteran child is at a place called On Track. So with no time left to lose, the boss drives over to On Track and heads inside, taking out a bunch of Samedi and finally confronting veteran child. This boss fight is pretty simple, as all you have to do is throw a couple of flashbangs to separate veteran child and Shawnee, just so you don't damage her, and whilst VC is stunned, you pump about 20,000 bullets into his chest, successfully taking out veteran child and saving Shawnee. A cool detail after killing veteran child is that his radio station, Gen X, gets taken over by Ultor and is changed to Ultor FM, which is something I never noticed till I played through this game for the 100th time years later. Anyways, with veteran child dealt with, the boss meets up with Shawnee, but this time at a frat party, as one of her many exes called her saying he has some info on the Samedi. So the boss and Shawnee head downstairs to meet with her ex, and he informs them that he witnessed some Samedi taking a bunch of chemicals into a building in Shivington, so they still have a couple of drug labs around. With the info from Shawnee's ex, the boss heads to 3 different locations, taking out the Samedi dust labs, finally headed to the last location to kill all the lab technicians and the final dust lab, but unfortunately the lead technician starts to escape, but of course he is no match for infinite ammo SMGs, and the boss takes him out, successfully taking out all the Samedi drug labs in Shivington.
What are you thinking, my friend?
It's beautiful.
And expensive.
More money will come.
You had best be right. Between the farm and this fire, we cannot afford to have anything go wrong with our next shipment.
Don't worry, General. The shipment will be safe.
These saints are proving themselves to be quite the nuisance.
Then perhaps it's time we speak to their leader.
Now that Shivington belongs to the Saints, the boss goes after another Samedi stronghold, the Sunnyvale Gardens fishing dock. Shawnee informs the boss that the Samedi stuff lower dust into frozen fish to move them via fishing boats. So the boss goes on a fish killing spree, taking out all the frozen fish and blowing up the fishing boats, and finally planting a bomb on the fuel chute of the freighter, destroying it and taking over the fishing dock. Sometime later, whilst the boss is minding his business, he unfortunately gets jumped by some Samedi goons.
Where am I?
You are sitting with your betters, my friend. I wanted to see the face of the individual who had caused me so much trouble. So far, I find the experience to be underwhelming.
Who the fuck are you?
I am the man whose property you stole and destroyed.
Oops.
You needn't dwell on your mistakes. You will not live to learn from them.
That's so?
I'm afraid it is.
Who the fuck are you?
They call me Mr. Sunshine.
Well, listen, Sunshine. I don't care how fucked up your face is. I ain't scared of you or that other asshole.
Pity.
Gentlemen, I'm through meeting with my adversary. If you please, dispose of this trash.
Of course, General.
You're a general? Did you hear that? That asshole thinks he's a... Shit! This is a bad time to be fucked up.
Samedi calls up the boss to inform him that the Sons of Samedi are attacking the Saints' hideout, but considering the boss is drugged up and can't even see straight, he compliments Samedi's here and heads over to the hideout without any care in the world. Once he arrives, he takes out all the Samedi at the Saints' hideout, killing over 60 goons, whilst being completely mashed up. I can't lie, this is one of my favorite missions in this entire game. Like, I seriously love it, especially the cutscene inside the limo. It truly shows the goofy side of Saints Row 2. With the Samedi dealt with, the boss does what any person that's high would do.
How you feeling?
Comfortable. And very hungry.
You need help standing up?
No, I'm good here.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
You know, there could be some more guys looking for you.
You could take them, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's good.
Fucking lightweights.
After sobering up, the boss meets up with Shawnee and Pierce, and of course Pierce starts to whine about wanting to do more to help the Saints.
Don't take it the wrong way, Pierce. I'm just used to dealing with shit myself.
Heads up, Pierce. Come on.
Sorry, girl. No self-respecting brother plays hacky sack. Why you got the cheerleader calling the shots and not me?
Right here.
Pierce, I put you in charge of the Ronin. What more do you want?
I can do more to help.
Do you know how the Sons of Samedi are still moving product after we torched their farm and drug labs?
No.
Then shut the fuck up.
Why you gotta be like that?
I'm just saying, don't bitch unless you got a solution.
Guys.
My solution is to do more than wait around for one of the 600 guys Shonda used to fuck to give us a call.
There's a bunch of helicopters dropping cargo over Samedi territory.
How the hell you know that? Gotta be fucking kidding me.
I'll tell you what, Pierce. If you want to watch me blow up some helicopters, you're more than welcome.
Alongside Pierce, the boss takes out a couple of the helicopters transporting product into Samedi territory, till they're forced to hop in a boat and take out more helicopters and finally head back on land, back in another car where you would never guess the boss takes out even more helicopters. But this time, Pierce is singing So Sick by Neo. Great song, by the way, just Pierce's singing is so god-awful that it genuinely makes me want to throw myself out the window. Anyways, after taking out the Samedi helicopters, we witness Mr. Sunshine having a meeting with the general, and considering he failed him as the Saints destroyed the choppers, Mr. Sunshine pays the price for his failure.
You know why I am here.
I do.
I took no pleasure in this, my friend, but a price needed to be paid for failure.
Don't worry. I only need one ear to hear the whispers of the lower.
I know that you will fix this.
Of course, General. Do not worry.
Considering the Saints completely stopped the production of lower dust from the Samedi, some desperate crackheads beg Mr. Sunshine for some drugs, but of course he has nothing to sell.
There's nothing for me to sell.
You promised that another shipment was coming in.
And there was, but the Saints stole it.
Fuck you then! Where are they slinging? I'll buy from them!
No, you will not. You are upset and want your drugs, this I understand. But there are other solutions.
Like what?
You all will go and steal the drugs from the Saints.
Are you fucking crazy? They'll kill us all.
Perhaps. But if they don't, you will be taken care of for quite some time.
We get to keep what we take?
Oh, yes.
Whilst Pierce, Shawnee, and the boss are at the drug factory, some crackheads start charging in to claim the lower dust for themselves, so the boss is forced to fight off waves of the bums, whilst Pierce gets the truck to relocate the lower dust, and after about 20 minutes of shooting later, Pierce finally arrives with the truck. But it isn't over yet, as the boss has to defend Pierce and Shawnee whilst they load up the truck with the product. And when the truck is loaded, the boss follows closely behind the truck, defending them from the crackheads till they finally reach the Saints HQ.
Hey!
I need that!
Where's Sunshine?
Give me the dust.
Fine. Where's Sunshine?
What does it matter? You're gonna kill me anyway.
I'm in no rush.
He hangs out at the old meat packing plant.
See, was that so hard?
So with Mr. Sunshine's location in hand, the boss heads to his location, but Shawnee begs him to tag along.
I'm coming too.
No.
This is total bullshit. You can't just cut me out of the loop.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. It's one of the perks of running a gang.
Is Pierce talking shit again? Because I don't care what.
This doesn't have anything to do with Pierce. If a strung-out DJ almost took you out, a crazy motherfucker like Sunshine will tear you apart. I don't have time to babysit you.
You won't have to babysit.
Stick to tactics, Shondi. This conversation is over.
I mean, he's right though. The boss heads to the meatpacking plant to take out Mr. Sunshine all by himself. As he arrives, he's forced to fight his way through the meatpacking plant till he finds Mr. Sunshine in his creepy voodoo lair. And because Mr. Sunshine has voodoo powers, he wields a voodoo doll of the boss and can ragdoll him around the room, so the boss is forced to shoot the doll out of his hand, leaving Mr. Sunshine vulnerable and melting him with the SMGs. Probably the easiest boss battle in this entire game, but definitely one of the most unique.
This fight is far from over. You think that will stop me?
For fuck's sake, die!
With Mr. Sunshine's head in some poor soul's Happy Meal, the boss beats up with Shawnee once again, and this time she's doing something other than taking drugs. She's working out. So while she gets her steps in, she comes up with a plan to take down the general, which is to hack into the traffic cameras at the police station to locate his green limo. So with the plan in place, they can't just waltz into the police station, they have to wear a disguise to get in, so the boss hijacks a repair van, and they both suit up and head inside the police station.
Welcome to the Stillwater Police Department. How may I help you?
Yeah, we're here to fix the thing.
We're here to fix the computers in the monitoring station.
God, there's always something acting up in this place. The monitoring station's upstairs.
As they head upstairs to the monitoring station, it isn't long before the cover is blown and the boss is forced to defend Shawnee from waves and waves of cops, while she uses her hacking skills and hacks into the system. After the longest defending section known to man, the boss escorts Shawnee out of the police station and they take the equipment back to the Saints hideout to locate the general and finish off the Sons of Samedi.
Alright people, here's the deal. We got a truck full of electronic shit that I don't know how to use. I want you guys to help unload the truck and set up shop here. Once we're up and running, I want someone watching these monitors 24/7. The moment someone sees that fucking limo, I want to know about it. Let's get to work. This is gonna work, right?
Probably.
You had me break into a police station for something that would probably work?
Well, you know, I thought it would be good times.
Thanks, Shondi.
Anytime.
Sometime later, one of the Saints actually locates the general using the surveillance equipment.
Yo, Shondi, where the hell are you?
What's up?
Get up, we gotta get moving.
What, you're actually taking me along?
I can't get a hold of Pierce.
Thanks, I guess.
You're welcome. Now get up. We gotta catch that limo.
The boss and Shorty quickly head over to the ambush location at the shopping mall, taking out his limo and finally cornering the general. After killing the general's bodyguards, he starts to escape into the mall and the boss chases after him, but unfortunately, he hops into a goddamn bulldog, which is pretty random, but he's called the general, so I guess it makes sense. So the boss is forced to chase him around the mall and destroy his vehicle, putting a stop to the Sons and Samedi once and for all.
Is he dead?
You got a light?
That's it, huh?
Seeing as we stole their drugs, cornered the lower dust market, took their territory and killed their leader, I'm pretty sure the Sons of Samedi are fucked.
So, how'd I do?
Well, he's dead and you're not, so I'd say pretty goddamn good.
So you think I could take Gat?
Not on your fucking life.
What about Pierce?
Probably not.
Veteran child?
Seeing as he's dead, I'm pretty sure you kick his ass.
You're an asshole.
Now it's time to take on the Brotherhood, a brutal, edgy gang with tattoos and piercings that drive big trucks, led by a huge tattooed man by the name of Mero. The Brotherhood are also heavily inspired by the Maori culture due to their tattoos and their leader's name. Surprisingly, the Brotherhood's leader, Mero, actually wants to work with the Saints. So Carlos and the boss meet up with Mero in the Stilwater caverns to discuss an agreement.
You Mero?
That's right.
Where's your crew then?
I don't need one.
You sure about that? I could kill you right now.
No, you couldn't.
What do you want?
Listen, I'm not stupid. I know who you are. There's no reason for us to tear each other apart.
I'm listening.
Here's what I'm thinking. We divide Stilwater.
I hear voices this way.
Shit!
So alongside Mero and Carlos, the boss fights his way out the caverns through waves of incoming cops and eventually takes Mero back to the Brotherhood hideout, getting introduced to the other Brotherhood members and finally discussing this agreement.
So here we are.
Jesus, it's like a coked up sideshow.
Pretty impressive, huh?
Aren't you worried about being in the open?
People know to stay away. How's my truck coming?
It'll be ready for the competition.
Thanks, Donnie.
You know that guy?
Later.
You're back!
Come on. You expected anything less?
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, I'm Carlos.
I'm still Jessica. You know, you remind me of my old house cleaner. I'm kidding. I was kidding.
Babe, you want to count the cash?
Sure.
Yo, Matt, you ready to work?
Hey, aren't you the guitarist for the Feed Dogs?
Don't encourage him.
Listen, lady, you guys met at one of my concerts, so I don't want to hear it.
Don't you think you have enough tattoos?
Brother, I got a lot of canvas left. So let's get back to business. The Brotherhood is about to come into something big, and I think the Saints are going to want to get in on the ground floor.
So what's the offer?
2080.
I'm assuming I get the 80?
Yeah, sure you do.
You really expect me to take 20 and say thanks?
On your hands and fucking knees.
Is this a joke? I used to own...
Used to is right. Time's passed you by. Now you're a has-been with some burn scars.
I suggest you shut the fuck up before...
You're kidding me, right?
Hey man, be cool.
You really think that a couple of washed-up bangers like you and Gat have a chance against the Brotherhood?
We'll see. Let's go, Carlos.
Honey, you want me to have someone take care of them?
Nah. They'll be dead soon enough.
Because the boss is not down with taking only 20% and it's a big insult, the only option is to take them down, so the boss heads out to find Donnie, who is now rolling with the Brotherhood, in the only place he would be, where Lin got killed.
Lin, I miss you. That's sweet, Donnie. I missed you too. Oh, shit. You haven't seen me since your boss shot and stuffed me in the trunk of a car, and the best you can give me is oh shit?
You're supposed to be dead.
That'll work. Now walk to the car.
How'd you know I'd be here?
You're predictable.
What do you want with me?
You're gonna do some pro bono mechanic work.
What do you mean, pro bono work?
I'm through answering questions. Now get in the car.
So with Donnie's forced help, the boss drives to various Brotherhood locations and forces Donnie to rid the Brotherhood trucks with explosives, blowing them sky high. But the last truck is a bit more tricky as it starts to drive towards the boss, forcing him to get far away as possible to not be blown up alongside it. With the Brotherhood truck sabotaged, the boss drops Donnie off at the Brotherhood hideout.
Babe, just let it go.
Who the fuck do the Saints think they are turning me down?
Sweetie, it's not a big deal. Just kill him. Hey, Donnie, where have you...
Meryl, I'm so sorry.
What did you do, Donnie?
It's the Saints. They...
What did you do, Donnie?
They made me rig up some of our boys' trucks and...
And you did it?
I didn't have a choice.
You had a choice, Donnie. You chose your life over the rest of us.
I had a gun to my head, man. What was I supposed to do?
Have a spine.
I didn't say anything about the shipment.
Well, that makes it all better.
Bro, you should be pissed at that asshole running the Saints, not Donnie.
I didn't ask your opinion, Matt.
Mero, who's gonna fix my car?
With the trucks dealt with, the boss meets up with Carlos on the train to talk about the next step in taking down the Brotherhood.
Why are we meeting on the L?
I wanted to get out of the goddamn sewer.
Why are you looking away?
In case you're, being followed.
This isn't a goddamn spy movie, Carlos. Can you turn around? What do you got for me?
Nothing.
Are you shitting me?
Listen, I tried everything I could. What was I supposed to do?
Try harder.
After that shit you pulled with Donnie, the Brotherhood are keeping a tight lid on what they got cooking. I've heard one guy mention a shipment, but beyond that, it looks like we're back to square one.
Which is?
We know they like trucks and tattoos.
You were on my short list, and you giving me tattoos and trucks?
And the shipment.
Which you know nothing about. Carlos, I like you. I do. But you got a lot to learn about being a lieutenant.
I wish I had more to give you.
Believe me, so do I. But fuck it, we'll figure out something.
What is it?
I think I got an idea. Marrow said you got a lot of canvas left. I'm gonna splatter paint all over it. Carlos, don't worry. I'm gonna make a banger out of you if it kills me.
With the plan in place, the boss heads over to Friendly Fire to purchase a Geiger counter, which will be used to locate the toxic waste at the nuclear plant. To be honest, I have no idea why they're selling that at a gun store, but thank you, I guess. With the Geiger counter in hand, the boss drives a boat over to the nuke plant and uses the Geiger counter to track down some toxic waste. Once he retrieves the toxic waste, he calls up Carlos to let him know he needs to be picked up. So whilst Carlos heads to the nuke plant, the boss takes out all the security surrounding the helipad and defends the helipad from waves of incoming security cars till Carlos finally picks up the boss, and they head back to deliver the toxic waste to the tattoo parlor. But it's easier said than done as more police officers start chasing after them, so the boss defends the chopper and takes out the incoming enemies till the chopper crashes, forcing the duo to take a car instead. After all of that, they finally arrive at the tattoo parlor to hand over the toxic waste for Mero's brand new face tat.
Bro, you were gonna look like a bad motherfucker.
That's good, because I was beginning to think I looked like an investment banker.
I'm glad you two are having fun, because God forbid we do something about the Saints.
I'm gonna take care of them, babe.
Sure you are.
You think I'm afraid?
No, she doesn't, Marrow. Now can you stay cool? I'm almost done.
I think you should stick to tattooing and drop the guitar.
Whatever. The feed dogs fucking rock.
Baby?
Whilst Mero deals with his epic new face tat, the boss takes out two of the Brotherhood strongholds, starting with the Somerset apartments. It turns out the Brotherhood are running the southern housing at Stilwater University, pushing prostitution, gambling, and drugs, so the boss takes out 3 different Brotherhood operations at the apartments, evicting the Brotherhood for good in that neighborhood. Next, the boss heads to the Imperial Square Pagodas, where the Brotherhood are extorting shop owners. So the boss roughs up a couple of shop owners, including a hotel owner, by smashing up their stores and beating them up, forcing them to pay the Saints protection money instead of the Brotherhood. Brotherhood, successfully taking over the Imperial Square. With the Brotherhood strongholds out the way, the boss gets harassed by a creep whilst minding his business.
Carlos, where the fuck are you?
I think your people skills need some work, sweetie.
Jessica, how'd you like Mero's new tattoo?
Actually, I think it's pretty sexy. Rugged, tough.
Radioactive?
That's cute.
I try. Now what the fuck do you want?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that since you were nice enough to give my man a makeover, I should return the favor. Don't worry, by the time we're through with him, Carlos will look just as handsome as Mero.
Listen up, you fucking bitch.
Of course, I don't have access to the same materials you did, but you know, I figure we can make do.
When I find you...
I mean, I'm sure you'll do something scary. Do me a favor, when you're scraping up your buddy's face, just remember, Mero gave you a chance to be his partner.
The boss rushes over to Donnie's to interrogate him, but unfortunately as he arrives, he doesn't give up any info till the boss knocks some sense into him, and he finally tells him that some of the Brotherhood are taking Carlos on a ride around the docks. So with no time left to lose, the boss heads over to the docks and chases after the truck, literally dragging Carlos across the concrete. Literally one of the most brutal things you can do to another human being. After taking out the driver, one of the most heartbreaking cutscenes in gaming history plays. Before the boss gets revenge on Mero for killing Carlos, he takes out another Brotherhood stronghold at the docks. This time they're setting up some sort of business deal there, so the boss hijacks a Brotherhood truck to blend in with the convoy, and when they arrive at the meeting place, the boss takes out every Brotherhood gangbanger inside, taking over the Poseidon Alley docks. After some time, Shawnee comes across Mero's girlfriend talking about a shipment and heading to the bank with a suitcase full of money, so she quickly calls up the boss to let him know, like the absolute goat she is. So with Shawnee's info, the boss drives over to the bank and grabs Jessica hostage, but as they start to leave, the alarm seals the bank, so the boss forces Jessica to shut off the lockdown, allowing them to escape. Once outside, the boss puts Jessica in the boot of a car and drives the car over to the university arena, just in time for Mero's monster truck show.
Please let me out of here!
I'm gonna kill you right here, right now.
No, you're not.
What's this?
Do me a favor. When you check the trunk, just remember you should have offered me something better than 20%.
Absolute psychopath. but deserved considering they killed our boy Carlos. After getting revenge, the boss takes out another Brotherhood stronghold, the war deal at airport hangars. Turns out that the Brotherhood have another deal with some quote scary Eurotrash dudes involving a lot of money. So the boss fights his way through the hangars and wires the money over to the Saints, defending the computer while the money transfers. Once the money is transferred, the boss goes on a killing spree and destroys all the Brotherhood trucks outside along with the fleeing planes, successfully destructing the deal and gaining the Wardale airport. With all the strongholds dealt with, the boss has to sit down with Pierce and Shawnee to figure out how to find some information about the shipment.
I think you're being too hard on yourself.
Yeah, that car crushing thing was pretty tight. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of my work. It's just, I got so wrapped up in sending Mero a message, I never asked Jessica about the shipment. Bitch is dead. Who cares about the shipment? I do. It's something that Mero wants, and that means I'm gonna take it.
All right, there's got to be someone you can pump for information. What about Donnie?
He got manhandled twice. I'm pretty sure he's out of the loop, if not dead. Hey, what about their
What about their tattoo artist?
Good idea. What just happened? Shawnee had a good idea. Man, what the fuck ever? She stole my...
Don't be jealous, Pierce. We're all on the same team. You said before that this guy's in a band called the Feed Dogs, right?
Yeah.
They're playing tonight. Shouldn't be too hard to crash the show.
Nice call, Shawnee.
So with Shawnee's, not Pierce's plan, the boss and Pierce head to the warehouse to hijack the fireworks truck to get past the Brotherhood and crash the Feed Dogs concert. So once they arrive at the warehouse, the boss takes out every Brotherhood member in the way and picks up the fireworks truck. But on the way to the arena, the boss is forced to throw boxes of fireworks at the incoming Brotherhood to defend the truck and safely arrive at the arena. A few minutes of throwing boxes later, they finally arrive at the Feed Dogs concert to confront Matt.
Back off. What's the shipment?
The fuck are you talking about?
Don't fuck with me, Matt. You got a lot of gear on this stage I haven't played with yet.
You gotta believe me, I just tattooed the gang. They don't fill me in on what they're doing.
All that time you inked up Mero and you never heard him talk about a shipment with Jessica?
All I heard is that it's coming in by boat. They leave me out of the loop on purpose. They were trying to keep me from getting mixed up in their shit.
Your friends should have tried harder.
Come on, I told you everything I know.
Enjoy your retirement, Matt. Hey, Shawnee. You know anyone that works at the docks?
Not really.
Looks like you get to make some new friends. Mero's got a shipment coming in by boat, and I want to get it before he does.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
The boss is an absolute maniac, I swear, and I love it. With Matt unfortunately in retirement and the info about the shipment finally in the boss's hands, he meets up with Pierce at the strip club and finds out that a bunch of the Brotherhood are all over the Saints' turf blowing stuff up. So considering some of the Saints are being arrested, the boss heads out to sort it out himself. Overall, this mission is a glorified pushback activity. You know, the pushbacks that happen throughout the game when the gang tries to take back a district? Yeah, that. But because it's a story mission, it is slightly better than the standard pushbacks, as you have to take out the Brotherhood lieutenants being arrested by the police and torching the docks. Once the lieutenants are taken care of, it forces Mero to meet up with Dane Vogel, the head of Ultor himself, for some help, as he has no chance against the Saints alone.
Mr. Vogel, there's a Mr. Mero here to see you.
Jamie, I'm trying to downsize here.
Mr. Vogel, I'm not sure I'm adequately conveying Mr. Mero's size.
Get him out of here. Or send him in. Wow. Thanks, Jamie. You must be Mr. Mero.
I've heard about the connections Altor has. You're gonna get my boys out of jail and help me destroy the Saints.
Your bargaining posture needs some work.
The Saints killed my girlfriend and crippled my best friend.
And that's unfortunate, but Ultor is a business and there's no profit in revenge. Don't worry about the door, though. That one's on me.
Fine. You want money? In a few days, a shipment's coming in.
Mr. Mero, nebulous shipment or not, I think I made myself quite...
Let's try this again. You're gonna help me destroy the Saints.
And Ultor would love to be of service.
Good.
Stillwater Police Department.
I need to talk to Troy Bradshaw.
Who should I say...
Do it!
Chief, there's a Mr. Vogel on the line.
Put him through.
Hello, Troy.
Yeah, what do you want, Vogel?
It's not what I want, it's what I need.
Which is?
You are going to release all the Brotherhood you have locked up.
And why the fuck would I do that?
I'm looking after my clients.
Your, clients are a bunch of criminals.
Guilty before a trial. Nice. Is that the kind of mentality you like to instill in your subordinates?
Huh. Spare me. All right, they're not getting released, and that's that.
This is where we're going to have to agree to disagree. These men are going free. The only question is if you let this be settled quietly, or if you want a media circus that will make you look like a joke.
I thought Altor wanted order. Okay, letting these assholes out's gonna only make things worse.
Troy, in order to maintain the ecosystem, sometimes the rangers need to start forest fires. You should know that better than anybody. I suspect I'll hear from you soon.
Despite not wanting to help Vogel, Troy is forced to release the Brotherhood members, and the boss witnesses all of this on the news.
Several members of the Brotherhood are being released today. A previously thought open-shut case turned into a fierce legal battle as several high-power attorneys fought tooth and nail for their clients' freedom. Curious about the court proceedings, I spoke to Chief of Police, Troy Bradshaw.
My personal opinion on the trial doesn't really matter. They were found innocent by a jury of their peers.
So you think they were guilty?
I'm sorry, Jane. Listen, I have to get back to work. Hey, why don't you try talking to Dane Vogel?
Mr. Vogel, what's Altor's interest in the trial?
Altor has no interest in the trial other than to see criminals get put behind bars.
So there is no truth to the speculation that the Brotherhood's lawyers are in Altor's pocket?
Jane, we've donated millions of dollars to the Stillwater PD, as well as rebuilt the shattered community of Saints Row. I understand that everyone likes to pick on the big corporations, but this latest groundless attack on Altor's integrity is just ridiculous.
Behind me, the men and women loading up onto these buses are being given another chance at freedom. But the question remains, are we also giving them another chance at a life of crime? I'm Jane Valderrama, Channel 6 News. Back to you, Jack.
So with that info, the boss takes out a bunch of prison buses and prison boats before they reach their drop-off points and the Brotherhood are released, making them wish they stayed in jail, and of course Mero is pissed.
Mr. Vogel, Mr. Vogel, see you.
Thanks for the heads up, Jamie. Is there something I can help you with?
They hit my boys when they were on the prison bus.
Between your girlfriend and your gang, I'd say you're a magnet for tragedy, Mero.
You think this is fucking funny?
No, but I do think it's your problem.
My problems are your problems. Or do you need some fresh air to remind you?
No. See, my problem is that a sideshow freak is messing up my paperwork. Your problem is that there's a group of security guards with assault rifles pointed at your back.
Your security guards look more like a private army.
Call them whatever you want. The point is, they have big guns. I'm sorry you couldn't protect your friends. I really am, but Altor's done doing you favors. Come back here again, and I'll have you shot on sight.
Go fuck yourself, Vogel.
I've enjoyed our time together, too, but I think it's time to move on. Gentlemen, could you please show our guest out? And Mero, don't worry about your little shipment. Altor has already appropriated it.
What did you say?
Altor Security is taking control of the boat carrying your goods. It only seemed fair that we get compensated for letting your boys out of jail. You can go now.
That boat is never gonna make it to shore.
Goodbye, Mero.
The boss meets up with Shawnee once again, but this time at an arcade where they play some skee ball. And Shawnee informs the boss that one of the dock workers saw a big dude with tattoos and a scarred face shaking down some people to find out when the shipment was rescheduled to arrive, considering Altor have taken over the shipment as we saw in the scene between Vogel and Mero. As the boss heads to find some transport to board the cargo ship, Pierce calls him up to let him know about some info he has about the shipment, but is shortly interrupted by Shawnee, who tells the boss the exact information Pierce was about to say, as he actually told Shawnee the info in the first place, which is that the shipment on the cargo ship is a ton of guns and ammo. Honestly, Pierce can't catch a break and I'm starting to feel sorry for him. Anyways, the boss hops in the chopper and flies over to the cargo ship and eliminates the Altor security team shortly before heading to the lower deck to check out the brand new weaponry.
What's up?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. What's up?
I was listening in on the police scanner, and the Coast Guard is reporting a lot of Brotherhood are coming towards you.
You sure?
Boss, are you there?
I'm fine, Shawnee. Suddenly, I'm not so worried about the Brotherhood.
So with the brand new RPGs, the boss takes out waves and waves of incoming Brotherhood choppers and boats, successfully taking the shipment for the Saints. With the shipment secured, the boss heads back to the Saints' hideout to rally up the Saints to finally take out the Brotherhood.
I'm glad y'all seem to like the new hardware the Brotherhood decided to hook us up with. You know, up until this point, we've been toying with Mero. Kill his bitch here, steal his money there, but I'm through playing. We know where he lives, we have his guns, and I say it's time we take that motherfucker out. What you think?
The boss, alongside a bunch of the Saints, stormed the Brotherhood hideout, taking out a bunch of lieutenants in order to find Mero. And after fighting through floors and floors of Brotherhood goons, the boss finally comes face to face with Mero himself, wielding a goddamn minigun. Once again, this boss fight is pretty easy, as all you have to do is hide behind the electrical box thingies, whilst Mero is shooting and catch him off guard by returning the fire at the right moment.
The shooting stopped. You think it's over?
Your little buddy screamed like a bitch when we trussed him up. How about you, bitch? You gonna scream?
Mero, get out of here! Get in, man!
But not all is lost, because after some time, Mero calls up the boss, telling him to meet him at the Auto Dome for the final showdown. So the boss heads there to end Mero once and for all. But once he arrives at the Auto Dome, he's met with a bunch of Brotherhood trucks and Mero himself in a huge monster truck, being completely outnumbered. But of course, this doesn't faze the boss, as he easily takes out Mero's monster truck with an RPG.
Any last words?
Go to hell.
Sorry, didn't catch that.
Now that the Brotherhood are completely finished, it's time to take on the Ronin, a predominantly Asian American gang that ride flashy sports bikes and sports cars, and don yellow and black leather jackets with samurai swords, having traits from Japanese Bosozoku biker gangs, led by their leader Shogo Akuji, son of their international leader Kazuo Akuji, specializing in gambling and pimping. But do you remember all the way back in Saints Row 1 when Julius said this?
There are a few loose ends though, like who the fuck those buyers our shop was talking about? I got a feeling some shit going on we don't know about.
The mysterious buyers were in fact the Ronin. It isn't confirmed in-game, but it's heavily implied as some of the Ronin members were actually in the rollers back in the day. But believe it or not, the deal was supposed to be a way bigger plot point, as the person who blew up the yacht at the end of the first game was supposed to be the rollers buyer, the leader of the Ronin, Akuji. Then the second game would have been a flashback to the 70s when Julius and King formed the Vice Kings, and the third game would have been players surviving the explosion and going to Japan to go after Akuji and the Ronin, enacting his revenge, which was all confirmed by the lead writer Steve Jarrus. But I do in fact like the direction the second game went, even though I would have loved a prequel game, man. But like I said in the last video, lazy animators, man, lazy animators. Anyways, the boss meets up with Pierce and Gat to go over the first plan to take down the Ronin.
What's up with the dollhouse?
Dollhouse my ass. This is how we gonna fuck up the Ronin.
This'll be good.
Trust me, it is. The Ronin have a stake in Poseidon's palace, so I figure hitting their biggest money maker is a good way to show them we not fucking around.
Okay, so what's the plan?
You and I enter the casino here. Once inside, we need to distract this security guard. I was thinking you could catch me cheating or some shit like that. Anyway, while the guard's concerned with throwing me out, Gatto sneak in through this security door. Don't worry, I already got today's passcode from the blackjack dealer Shandi's fucking. Now once inside, Gatto have to sneak past the guards to cut the power. And when that happens, we only have about 45 seconds before the backup generator turns on. During the blackout, though...
Hold up, man. I mean, I love the dream house you built here and everything. But what if we just start here, walk into the casino, and just shoot all the motherfuckers that are between us and the money?
Well, you know...
It would be a lot faster.
And a lot more fun.
Yeah, but...
Fuck it, let's go. Good call, Johnny.
So with Johnny's better plan, both Johnny and the boss head to the casino whilst Pierce picks up some of the Saints to meet them there. On the way, Gat informs the boss and the Ronin's leader Shogo, stating that he spends more time on his hair than anything else, despite him being ruthless. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, at the start of most of the story missions in this game, a brand new Saints vehicle spawns in, which is very handy as I lost my car way too many times to count. After a short drive, the duo arrive at the casino and start the party, taking out a ton of Ronin guards in the casino. With the guards dealt with, Gat reads the door to the safe with explosives, so the boss defends him from waves of incoming Ronin till he finally blows open the safe, taking the money and driving back to Aisha's place, successfully robbing Poseidon's palace.
Junichi, you need to relax. My father won't find out about the casino. Don't question me, Junichi. And we're in America. Speak English.
Forgive me, Shogo.
A little jumpy today? Over there. Sword. Listen, Junichi. I know you're having a hard time adjusting to the way I run things here. But how about you let me deal with my father, and you deal with whatever the fuck I tell you to deal with?
Of course, Shogo.
Excellent.
Yeah, you can tell Shogo is rebellious and in over his head. With the cash in hand from the heist, the boss, Gat, and Pierce all meet up at Aisha's crib to watch some television.
Why is there a big pile of money on the coffee table?
It's a little complicated.
We shot up a Ronin casino and stole the cash.
And you brought that shit here.
Ish. Who else we gonna trust with the money?
But the Ronin know you stole it, right?
Well, they wouldn't have if we would've went with my plan.
Yeah, well, if we went with your plan, we'd still be talking about it.
Fuck off, Gat.
Excuse me?
Shut up. We're on.
Casino heist has left the police baffled. Standing next to me is Chief of Police Troy Bradshaw. Chief, how's the investigation going?
This is an investigation, Miss Valderrama. I can't get into details.
Can you say anything about the 3rd Street Saints' involvement?
I don't know what you're talking about.
This leaked security footage shows the leader of the Saints, recent fugitive and Saint Lieutenant Johnny Gat, as well as an unknown accomplice assaulting the casino. Obviously, the 3rd Street Saints are back after a long hiatus.
All right! Woo!
Oh, God.
Unknown accomplice my ass!
Miss Valder... Also, reports claim that Ultor is pressing the police department for a quicker response.
One of Altar's investments was robbed. Of course they want their money back.
All right, we've had our 15 minutes.
Let's clean his money.
Now it's time to launder some money. So the boss heads over to a used car salesman to buy an expensive car. Once he buys the car, he heads over to an arms dealer to buy an expensive gun. With both the car and gun purchased, he drives over to the fence to resell the items, but she needs to go to her stash. So the boss protects the fence and fights off incoming Ronin till they finally reach her stash, successfully laundering the money.
What's going on? Shogo is explaining our failure to his father. Mr. Akuji doesn't sound happy. That's because his son has brought him much shame. Akuji-san is coming to America to teach Shogo how to lead. Is that good or bad? That depends on who you are.
わかりました、父上. We need the Saints taken care of before my father arrives.
What would you have me do?
What do you think I want you to do? Get some of our boys and kill them!
With the money laundered, the boss takes out 2 Ronin strongholds, starting with the Humboldt Park Science Museum, where the Ronin are running a bunch of servers for their online orange and black websites, as they're making a ton of money off it. So the boss storms the museum and makes his way to the server room to destroy the servers. Once the servers are destroyed, he takes out the Ronin reinforcements, allowing the Saints to have control of Humboldt Park. Next, the boss heads over to the suburbs strip club, as the Ronin aren't following the rules during a bachelor party, so the boss teaches them a lesson by killing every single one of the Ronin in the strip club. Eventually headed to the roof and taking out even more Ronin, successfully claiming the Misty Lane neighborhood for the Saints. Sometime later, the boss heads to Aisha's to meet up with Johnny.
Where's Johnny?
Oh, I sent him out to the store. He should be back. Who the hell is that?
Yo, that's our new house guest, baby. Caught this asshole riding around our turf.
Got something you want to tell me?
Go to hell.
That wasn't very nice.
Johnny, I just bought that table!
Sorry about that. Why the fuck are you here?
Whatever you do to me is nothing compared to what Mr. Akuji will do to you.
The Oyabun? No shit. When's he coming?
I'll die before I tell you.
Yep.
Johnny!
It'll wash out.
It better.
What the fuck's an Akuji?
Kazuo Okuji's the father of Shogo Okuji. The asshole's running the Ronin.
Okay, so who cares?
This guy's a fucking boogeyman. When I was in jail, I would listen to some of the Ronin talk about what this guy did in Japan. It's not pretty.
You think he's all talk?
I don't know, but I'm looking forward to finding out. You cool taking out those fuckers by yourself? I gotta clean up around the house.
No problem, man. I got this.
So whilst Gat cleans up the mess, the boss stops the Ronin before they get to the Saints' hideout by destroying each and every one of their bikes. And because the Ronin have been getting their asses handed to them, Shogo has a meeting with Dane Vogel.
Don't worry, I'll get the money back.
You're missing the point, Shogo. The money was insured. I'm more concerned about you.
What?
Ultor and the Ronin have had a very healthy relationship in the past, but lately, well, when I pay protection money, I expect some fucking protection.
Watch yourself, Vogel.
The Saints are a concern, Shogo.
Not for long.
Why's that?
I've got my best man working on that now.
Moshi Moshi.
Speak English.
What is it, Shogo?
I'm in a meeting with Dane Vogel. He wants assurances that the Saints...
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Like always.
Time to take out another Ronin stronghold. So it looks like the Ronin have a big deal going on at the Amberbrook Museum Pier that they're setting up for, so the boss crashes the party, killing a ton of Ronin guards and destroying a bunch of boats to let them know that the Saints now own this turf. With the Ronin stronghold dealt with, the boss and Gat head back to Aisha's crib, but unfortunately, the second in command of the Ronin, Junichi, gets there first.
I don't take much pleasure in this.
Then let me go.
That depends on you.
Aisha doesn't care that I'm stopping by, does she?
Fuck no. Aisha doesn't go out much. She loves company.
You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
If you're calm, help us find the money, and do what I say. I give you my word you will live.
Ish, you home?
Get out of the way!
Rest in peace, my girl Aisha, man. The boss protects Gat until the ambulance arrives, but after a couple of minutes, there's no sign of them, so he calls up one of the Saints for a ride to the hospital. When the Saints member arrives, he drives the boss and Gat to the hospital whilst the boss defends the car in one of the longest car defending sections I've ever played. Like, seriously, if this was real life, Gat would have bled out a long time ago. This section shouldn't last as long as it did. I don't know why it's this long. Anyways, after 20 years of fighting off incoming Ronin, they finally arrive at the hospital.
Johnny, you're gonna be fine.
Gotta save Ish.
Look out, coming through. Pierce, listen up. Johnny got laid out by one of the Ronin.
That mean I get a promotion?
Don't get too excited, asshole. Gat'll be back up in no time.
Yo, that came out wrong.
Just shut up and listen. Gat was looking into a Japanese crime boss called Akuji. This guy's coming into town soon, and I want to know when.
Got it.
Don't fuck this up, Pierce. I'm not in a good mood.
Because Pierce is a good worker despite being flawed in many ways, his singing in particular, he quickly finds info on when Akuji is coming to Stillwater.
I got the passenger manifest.
Thanks.
I'm not Shandi, so I had to, you know, do actual work to get that.
What, you bribed someone?
Why you gotta be an asshole? Akuji bought every first-class seat on the plane. Looks like he's traveling with friends.
That'll make killing him a lot more interesting.
Well, if you want to welcome him to America, you better hurry. His plane's gonna land soon.
Alongside Pierce, the boss drives over to the airport before Akuji arrives, and on the way, they talk about Gat, but for some reason, Pierce tries to change the radio station to listen to his god-awful music, so the boss quickly changes it back, cussing Pierce out for being Pierce. Once the duo arrive at the airport, Akuji's plane lands, so they quickly fight their way to his gate, through a couple of Ronin lieutenants, but unfortunately, Akuji wasn't at the gate he was supposed to be at. So the duo head over to the second gate and witness more Ronin lieutenants trying to escape. So they chase after them on a goddamn golf buggy vehicle or whatever that is, in one of the goofiest chase sequences I've ever had the pleasure of playing. After driving through the airport, the boss finally takes out the Ronin lieutenants, but of course, Akuji is nowhere to be seen.
Shogo-san desu. Hello?
What happened, Junichi?
What happened is that you left your father to die.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Junichi. What happened?
I went to the airport to safeguard Akuji-san's arrival. Once I saw the leader of the Saints making a move towards the terminal, I made my way to the plane so I could evacuate your father. His entourage willingly gave their lives to ensure his safety.
Let me speak to him.
No.
What?
Your father made it quite clear he doesn't wish to speak to you. Anything you have to say to him will go through me.
You ungrateful little...
Sayonara.
In the meantime, the boss heads to another Ronin stronghold, at the new Henneket Rec Center, where the Ronin are reopening their gambling operations, having a casino in the basement of the rec center. Once the boss arrives at the rec center, he meets up with one of the Saints who shows him the way to the casino in the basement, and after heading downstairs, the boss destroys the casino games, the cash boxes, and finally kills the Ronin reinforcements in one of the coolest areas in Stillwater, adding the new Henneket neighborhood to the Saints list. With that out of the way, the boss meets up with Pierce at a bar, and whilst they have a drink, the boss gets a mysterious call from an unknown number stating that Junichi will be at Kanto tonight. But of course, we all know who's on the phone, Shogo. With a chance to avenge Aisha, the boss rushes over to the Kanto tea house. Once he arrives, he comes face to face with Junichi and they engage in a samurai sword battle. Yeah, that's right, there's an entire samurai sword fight mission in Saints Row 2, and it screams, and I mean screams, Kill Bill. Despite the sword fighting being slightly annoying as you have to counter at the right time to damage Junichi, all whilst Ronin goons are surrounding you, the boss finally defeats him, avenging Aisha and taking a piece of sushi for the road.
Is everything okay, Father?
He's dead, Shogo. Junichi is dead. And all I'm left with is you.
Is that so bad?
It's worse than you could ever imagine.
Father,
Leave me in peace, Shogo.
I'll make you proud, Father. I'll finish what Junichi started. I'll kill Gat. I'll...
Do whatever you want, Shogo. Just do it away from me.
With Junichi out of the picture, the boss visits Johnny at the hospital to check up on him, and he seems to be fine, but of course, some Ronin storm the hospital in order to finish off Gat. So the boss transports Gat on a gurney and fights his way out of the hospital. I can't lie, I remember this mission being insanely difficult as a kid, but when I played it again, it wasn't too bad at all. I must have sucked at video games back in the day. After fighting through tons of Ronin, the boss arrives at the front door, but unfortunately the ambulance gets blown up, so he's forced to head back up the elevator for another form of transportation, a chopper. More killing later, they arrive at the chopper, hop in and fly back to the Saints HQ, safely escaping the Ronin.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Akuji. Shall we get down to business? You should care because I represent a multi-billion-dollar corporation that employs your son. Now can we sit down? With the recent change in management, I figured it would be a good idea to touch base. We at Old Tor understand that when working with the Ronin, there's bound to be some collateral damage. However, turning a hospital into a charnel house is something that even I can't spin. You need to keep your men under control.
My English must not be as good as I thought it was. It sounded like you were giving me an order.
You're quite astute, Mr. Akuji.
I'm not a 20-something who is impressed by a power tie, Mr. Vogel. I suggest you stop trying to bully me.
Mr. Akuji, your son and I negotiated a very reasonable contract.
My son's an idiot, Mr. Vogel. If you wish for the Ronin's protection, you had best be prepared to offer us something much more substantial.
That's not going to happen.
Then our business is concluded.
Mr. Akuji, I can't possibly stress how unwise this could...
Be silent. You can show yourself out now.
Well, I guess that's that. Best of luck, gentlemen.
So considering Akuji refuses to work with Vogel, Vogel visits the Saints to give them info on the Ronin because why not?
This is a hell of a place you got here. I mean, it's a good thing I had my tetanus shot, but beyond that, it's, cozy.
Do I know you? Name's Dane Vogel, who works for Ultor. I remember he swung by the church and offered Dex a job a while back.
You're shitting me. Who's Dex?
Dex was a man who had higher aspirations than being a thug. You can't blame him for moving on up.
He was a fucking sellout.
You call him a sellout, I call him a millionaire.
What do you want?
I want to help you.
If I need any Ultor Unlimited sunglasses, I'll steal them.
So you're familiar with our products?
Fuck off, Vogel.
Do you want our help or not?
Maybe.
Yes. No.
Well, this is a well-oiled machine.
What do you got?
We've recently severed our ties with the Ronin.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
I know where the Akujis lay their heads. I doubt any of your lieutenants have that information.
I don't know. Shonda's fucked a lot of guys.
Gat's talking sense.
How do we know it's not a trap?
That part's easy. I'll wait for you here. If you don't make it back, one of your boys can take me out.
Yo, why don't we just cut the waiting part?
I think the waiting part is very important.
Gat, you with me. Pierce, you're babysitting Vogel.
You sure you don't want me to take out this asshole now?
Save the bullet for Akuji.
Whilst Pierce watches over Vogel, the boss and Gat head to the Ronin hotel, and once inside, the boss takes out the Ronin whilst planting several bombs throughout the hotel and eventually jumping off the top floor, parachuting down to the bottom whilst the bombs detonate. Overall being one of the most badass missions in this entire game.
Yo, it's been gone a long time. Maybe I should...
You really shouldn't.
It's all right, Pierce.
He led us right to him.
Get out of here, Vogel.
You've been a gracious host.
How come you went to the Ronin and not us?
You were in a coma and we couldn't find Julius. Timing is everything.
I had no idea how far my shame could extend.
Don't worry, Father. I'll fix this.
No, you won't, Shogo. You'll continue to disappoint me.
With the hotel destroyed and Akuji completely given up with his son, it's time to put Aisha to rest.
Eternal rest granted to her, O Lord, and may perpetual light shine on her. May her soul and the souls of all the faithful departed rest in peace.
You two have humiliated my family for the last time!
Leave, little boy.
Look at me when I'm talking to you!
Fuck off, Akuji. I'm not killing anyone at Ishi's funeral. Tonight? Tomorrow? You name a time and I will gladly fuck you up. But not now.
How noble. Nobility is sorely overrated.
So with no other choice than to fight Shogo, the boss damages him till he runs away like the loser he is, forcing the boss to deal with his lieutenants till Shogo pulls up once again, and the boss chases him down on a bike, taking him out once and for all.
Where are you taking me? Let me go!
Get up. Get up. Get up.
Please, stop.
Not so fun when you're fighting someone who isn't tied to a chair, is it?
I didn't kill her!
You ordered it.
I'm sorry.
Well, that brings her back, doesn't it? You couldn't even let her have a burial, you fucking piece of shit.
No, please. No!
Kill me, but don't do this! Kill me, damn it! Don't do this!
Easily my favorite cutscene in this entire game. Like, it's just mwah, absolute cinema. Now that Shogo is dealt with, the boss and Gat do some target practice at the Saints hideout before being interrupted by Pierce, informing them that someone is here to see the boss.
You brought him here?
How do you know this asshole isn't trying to kill me?
Please, I would never kill my favorite assassin.
Mr. Wong. This guy used to have me running around killing guys in hot dog suits.
I'm quite pleased to hear about your survival. I'm here to give you my thanks for killing Kazuo Akuji's son.
You know Akuji?
Akuji and I have a long history. I have also had several unpleasant dealings with his son.
What did Shogo do?
When he was younger, he killed Mr. Wong's dog.
You fucking kidding me?
I do not joke about Sadie.
If you guys got some time, we could... Is that?
Were you followed?
Shit, I don't know.
He was fucking followed.
You aren't gonna believe this. A bunch of Ronin goons are coming this way? Well, yeah. You ready for this, Wong?
Whoa. I have not killed a man in quite some time.
If you're confused, Mr. Wong is one of the Hitman clients in the Hitman activity in the first Saints Row, which again, is pretty cool that they tie all these characters from the different games together, making the city feel even more real. The boss defends various pillars throughout the hideout from being destroyed by the Ronin, till Akuji shows his face and the boss nearly takes him down for good.
Unhand me!
You okay? I'm fine, but Akuji won't stop here.
I know. We gotta lock our shit down. When the Ronin come back at us, I want to be ready.
After Akuji's narrow escape, the boss orders Gat to watch over Mr. Wong during the Chinese Heritage Festival.
The boss asked me to make sure the Ronin don't crash your party, and that's what I'm gonna do. Wong, get out of here.
Kuji, leave us cripple. Be thankful for the merciful deaths you and your rabble are receiving. It's nothing compared to what I will do to the Saints when I'm through here.
You talk too much.
You got good timing.
Mr. Wong needs your help.
What's wrong?
The Ronin have attacked the Heritage Festival. Mr. Wong won't last against the Kuji.
Where's Gat?
He ran off to fight the Ronin as they approached.
Sit tight. I'm on my way.
So with no time left to lose, the boss drives over to the dock before the Ronin destroy the festival. Once at the dock, the boss hops on a jet ski and drives over to the festival, taking out every single Ronin goon in sight till he spots a Kuji running towards the drunk boats to fight Mr. Wong. Before Mr. Wong gets taken out, the boss makes his way across the drunk boats, finally reaching the Kuji.
It ends here.
No one touches Wong.
Surely Mr. Wong's okay, right? Either way, the boss engages in a lengthy sword fight with a Kuji, finally putting an end to the Ronin.
Did you really think you could match my skill?
No. I'm gonna cheat.
Finish it.
Put Wong on the phone. Hey, Wong, I want you to hear something. Come on, be a good sport. You hear that, Wong? You're welcome. Thanks.
When I escape, the world will not be big enough for you to hide in.
Luckily for me, you're gonna burn to death in a few minutes. Your son never should have fucked with my friends.
Now with all of the gangs out the way, it's time to take down Ultor themselves, and their director of special projects, Dane Vogel, first witnessing a presentation of Vogel's plans for Stilwater.
As many of you know, the restoration of Saints Row is a tremendous success, but that was just the beginning of what Ultor has in mind for Stillwater. This is Shivington. Once a pristine set of tenement homes, this neighborhood has devolved into a dangerous ghetto filled with undesirables such as these. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, ugly buildings, unwashed masses, what the hell is Ultor thinking? My friends, we are thinking about the future. Picture this, glass towers, clean streets, and no one below the poverty line trying to wash your car. Impossible? For a lesser company, maybe. Now, I'm not here to make idle promises or vague predictions. No offense to all of you politicians out there. No, I'm here to show you how we're going to do it. Now, obviously, before we can remodel Shivington, we need to own the land. So how do we do that? By directing the gangs towards Sunnyvale. Not only are we lowering the number of our detractors, we are lowering the property value as well, which means when we buy the land, the savings get passed on to you, the stockholders. The gangs cripple each other. We direct funds to the Stillwater Police Department, they increase police presence, and pretty soon, all those nasty little gangbangers are gone. Crime stops, property value goes up, and now your population looks like this.
So with only the 3rd Street Saints left, it makes them Ultor's #1 enemy, and they start an all-out attack on the Saints, interrupting the boss's drink, forcing him to fight his way out of the club, before getting a call from Gat informing him that Masako agents are after him, and are probably after Shawnee and Pierce too. So the boss quickly drives his way over to Pierce and Shorty to rescue them both, successfully rescuing both lieutenants.
I liked Ultor a lot more when they just made clothes.
What you do to piss these guys off?
Fuck if I know.
Yo, I signed on for killing gangbangers, not fighting some SWAT team from hell.
Don't worry about it, Pierce. We'll take care of it.
The fuck you mean, don't worry about it? These guys are packing space-age shit.
Hey, Shawnee, you date anyone who worked at a place called the Pyramid?
No.
For real?
All right. You two find out whatever you can about this place. I want to take these assholes apart.
So while Shawnee, not Pierce, finds some information on the pyramid, the boss heads to an Ultor stronghold at the Round Square shopping center where a bunch of Ultor execs are being escorted by Ultor security. The boss proceeds to take out every single Ultor exec shortly before escaping the mall, reminding Ultor who they're messing with. With the Ultor execs dealt with, the boss meets up with Gat Pierce and Shawnee at a restaurant where they go over the next step in taking down Ultor as Shawnee has some information on the pyramid. It turns out that the pyramid is a huge Ultor R&D facility, so the boss orders Shawnee and Pierce to hit the streets and take out as much Ultor property as they can to cause a distraction so Gat and the boss can hit the pyramid. But of course, Gat wants to do some destruction in the streets too, because it's Johnny Gat we're talking about. After causing some chaos in Saints Row, the boss heads to Forgive and Forget. Eliminating the notoriety and heading through the pyramid's secret entrance to meet up with Gat. Alongside Gat, the boss locates a keycard for the lab doors and plants 3 bombs in 3 separate labs, escaping the base just before the bombs detonate, pissing all over Ultor's pyramid facility.
Dane, while your project has been yielding positive results, the board is a little concerned.
I don't understand.
The Saints are out of control.
That was the point.
When you budgeted funds for force majeure, we didn't realize compromising the pyramid was what you had in mind.
We're dealing with violent criminals. Are you really surprised they might do something, I don't know, violent? The pyramid was not going to last forever. It's better to spin this now when we are the victims than when Channel 6 does an undercover expose.
Dane, fix the problem.
Okay, maybe I'm being too obtuse. Let me try this again. There is no problem.
We've had enough of your ego.
My ego is what got you this far.
Finish off the Saints, or being fired is the least of your worries.
Is that all?
Take care of this, Dane.
Of course I will.
So because the board of directors are standing in the way of Vogel's vision, unknown to the boss, Vogel sends a tip to him about Ultor's fundraising gala aboard a yacht.
What's this? Don't know. I found it here and it was addressed to you. Looking to crash your party?
Thinking about it.
Well, your history with boats is pretty solid, so, this seems like a good idea. I think I'm gonna go find Shawnee.
Good idea.
Don't you care who sent it?
Nope.
But it's probably a trap.
Yep.
Considering Ultor is the boss's #1 enemy right now, he quickly heads over to the yacht to take out the Ultor execs, who happen to be the board of directors. But as he heads there, one of the stupidest, most god-awful choppers in existence pulls up to stop him. Like, who decided to put this absolute bollocks in this game? After taking out the Ultor chopper, the boss arrives at the yacht, crashes the party, and eliminates all the Ultor execs aboard, including a final exec trying to escape on the speedboat.
Mr. Vogel, will you be needing a car to take you to the party? Sir?
Oh, that's all right, Jamie. I think I'm gonna skip it this year. Oh, and Jamie?
Yes, sir?
Please move my things to my new office and set up a press conference.
You were promoted, Mr. Vogel?
I'm about to be.
Whilst Vogel is holding a press conference in front of the Saints Row Church after being promoted to chairman, the boss and Gat attempt to assassinate Vogel.
Just make sure I get to Vogel.
Could you elaborate on your affiliation with local gang?
As most of you know, the Ultor board of directors were assassinated the other night, and while we at Ultor would like to take the time to mourn their passing, sadly that's a luxury we don't have. The corporate office has named me chairman, and I wanted to personally let you all know, not only will business continue as usual, but we will be taking even greater strides forward. Monica Hughes has graciously greenlit a project that's very dear to us at Ultor, the revitalization of Shivington. In the coming days...
He's got a gun! He's got a gun!
Mr. Vogel, come with us.
But not all hope is lost as the boss chases after Vogel's limo, destroying it and forcing him to flee to his office in the Phillips building for safety and locking it down. So because the building is locked down, the boss grabs a helicopter and destroys each power station on the Phillips building, completely shutting down Vogel's security, all whilst fighting off incoming attack helicopters. With the power stations destroyed, the boss can finally confront Vogel. Now inside Vogel's office, the boss pumps about 50 million bullets into his chest before he gives up.
All right, let's not be too hasty here. You're upset, you're frustrated, and you've got a gun, which, you know, I'd really like it if you would put that away.
You should have thought of that before you sent a team to wipe out my gang.
I tried telling the board that going after the Saints was a big mistake.
They should have listened to you.
Believe me, right now, I am agreeing with you 100%. But you have to look at the positives. You're alive, they're dead, and you have the Saints' #1 fan running
We missed it?
Told ya. Now pay up.
Where the fuck were you guys?
Traffic.
What?
He's not joking. The roads have been blocked off.
You see Gad out there?
Oh, he's fine. He's still out there killing cops.
Figures.
What is it?
It's done. Time to pull out of there.
You sure? Get the fuck off of me! I mean, I'm not running out of ammo anytime soon.
I'm sure. See you back home.
Later.
Who you calling now?
All right. Welcome aboard.
So what do we do now?
This is our city. We do whatever the fuck we want to do.
The end. Well, not really, as there's more to the story of Saints Row 2, and we have a lot more to talk about, starting with the activities across Stillwater. So as I said earlier in the video, just like Saints Row 1, you are required to complete activities in order to complete the story missions, but the difference is that this time around, there's way more variety when it comes to the activities. Of course, you have your classic activities like Snatch, where you collect hoes for pimps, Mayhem, where you cause mayhem and destruction, Insurance Fraud, where you ragdoll in traffic for money, which is completely upgraded, as you have the adrenaline meter this time around that allows you to pull off some crazy combos. Chop Shop, where you collect a certain type of car from a district and take it back to the chop shop. Drug Trafficking, where you protect drug dealers whilst they make their deals, and funnily enough, one of the dealers is actually Angelo's girlfriend from the first game. Escort, where you drive around prostitutes and pick up clients, avoiding paparazzi, whilst they have a fun time and raising the pleasure meter. And performing some extra tasks to raise the meter even more, like doing damage to cars, you know, random stuff like that. Demolition Derby, which is a pretty cool activity. Despite being my favorite in the first game, it's definitely nowhere near my favorite in Saints Row 2, but this time around you actually get to choose your car and pick various upgrades like offensive, defensive, and speed upgrades by using derby points as you complete the levels. Once again, it's definitely one of the easiest activities in the game. Racing, where you race, and finally Hitman, where you head to a set location to find a specific target, but compared to Saints Row 1, this is way better, as you have unique tasks to draw out the targets, like calling up the hazmat team at the nuclear plant, or drinking some 40s outside the Stilwater University Identity Stadium, overall being a much more fun activity compared to Saints Row 1's Hitman. But that's just the activities that carried over from the first game. There's a plethora of brand new activities to play through, such as Fight Club, where you beat up a couple of guys and spam buttons to snap their neck, which is definitely one of my favorite activities in SR2. Next we have Heli Assault, where you protect homies from enemies using a tornado whilst they move product through Stillwater. I mean, it would be that simple, but for some reason, Volition decided to add an annoying mechanic where the homies grab onto the skids of the chopper and fall off every 2 seconds. And of course, it doesn't stop there, as I managed to glitch into the wall not once, but twice. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Heli Assault at all. Next we have Trailblazing, where you literally ride on an ATV that's on fire in a flameproof suit, racing through checkpoints, exploding cars, objects, and civilians. Trust me, it gets even more crazier than that. Next we have Crowd Control, where you protect various celebrities from crazy fans by throwing them into fountains, diggers, and various other things. It's a great activity, but gets absolutely insane the more levels you complete. Next we have Septic Avenger, where you destroy property in probably one of the most disgusting ways possible by spraying human waste all over buildings and people, earning money for destroying property. Yeah, it's fun. And finally we have Fuzz, where you roleplay as a police officer for a television show, disposing criminals for either petty crimes like littering and skating, or more serious crimes like bank robbery, where you take the criminals out in various ways, like mowing them down with a minigun or cooking them up with a flamethrower. I honestly would say both Septic Avenger and Fuzz are my favorite activities in this entire game. I also forgot to mention there's more smaller activities that you can miss throughout Stillwater, such as mugging, where you rob people on the street, holdups, where you rob stores, drive-bys, where you shoot rival gang members from a vehicle, taxi driver, where you become Roman Bellic for a day, ambulance EMT, where you save civilian lives by using shock paddles and chest compressions to revive them, firefighting, where you enter various buildings that are on fire and extinguish the fires, tow trucking, where you tow cars, streaking, where you run around booty naked, car surfing, where you surf on top of a car and perform handstands, gambling, where you most likely will lose your money playing blackjack or poker, hoeing, where you perform movements using the analog sticks during some love me long time loving, which kind of reminds me of the cut hot coffee from San Andreas, flashing, where you flash people on the street, base jumping, where you land within a bullseye whilst parachuting, and finally Zombie Uprising. Yeah, there's a whole zombie mini game in Saints Row 2. Insanely ambitious, and I love it. Anyways, in Zombie Uprising you play as a random biker character, considering it's a video game after all, and you fight through waves of zombies. And all of these activities grant you various bonuses, such as discounts on crib customization, better weapon accuracy, vehicle delivery to your garage, or even unlimited stamina and unlimited ammo for your weapons. Overall, making it worth it to complete the majority of activities in this game. There's also collectibles across Stillwater, such as graffiti tagging, where you graffiti over other gang tags. CDs also make a return, and every 10 CDs you collect, you unlock a music track. Stunt jumps, where you perform stunt jumps, and in a similar vein, barnstorming, where you fly a plane under a certain object. But there's not just activities and collectibles across Stillwater. Saints Row 2 has its fair share of secrets and Easter eggs too, such as secret homies. Keeping up with the theme of zombies, you can actually call up Eye for an Eye to unlock Zombie Carlos as a homie, even though he doesn't talk much. If you go to the arena district next to this small lake, you can find a very familiar looking mask. And if you pick it up and leave the area with it, it will eventually turn into a skull in your hand. A pretty cool reference to Jason Voorhees. Next, if you go to the cemetery, there's a bunch of Easter eggs in the surrounding area, such as various names of Volition employees on the tombstones, a secret cavern filled with blow-up dolls, a pilot falling out of the sky into an open grave. And finally, if you head outside the house north of the cemetery between 11 PM and 4 AM, you will hear some creepy noises coming from the house. Next, if you go to one of the rooftops on the Nuke Island, there'll be a secret room with blow-up doors and a guy just chilling out playing poker and drinking. Next, if you head northeast of Ship It, you'll find a billboard that reads "Beware of Merman," being a reference to Volition's technical artist, but some people speculate that they've actually spotted the merman in game. Next is 3 secret islands on the west side of the map. The first being a cove with a half-sunken pirate ship, another island containing a skeleton of a plesiosaur, and the last island containing more plesiosaur bones, and a cave filled with Roman architecture and a Volition logo statue. Finally, it's time for the most infamous Saints Row 2 Easter egg, the cabin. So if you go to Ruin Island on the west side of the map, map and follow the arrows across the different islands till you reach the final island, where the island would disappear, dropping you into the ocean, and if you turn the direction of the arrows, the cabbit will appear out of the water. Look at him, he's beautiful. I wouldn't really call this next thing an Easter egg, but more like a glitch, which is the spider bike, and it's actually something I found back in the day playing Saints Row 2 with my younger brother. So if you equip the Canada bike, you could actually wheelie against walls and drive up them, hence the name spider bike. With the activities and Easter eggs out the way, we can finally get onto the notorious secret mission in Saints Row 2. The boss finally goes to pay Troy a visit at the police station, but unfortunately, he isn't there, and the boss is instead greeted by a bunch of wiretap conversations that gives context on what happened at the end of Saints Row 1.
What's up, Dex?
I know you're a cop.
The fuck are you talking about?
Come on, man. Who you think you talking to? The tactics, the police station thing, your shitty haircut? You got cop written all over you.
So, what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
What?
I'm out, Troy. I got offered a job at Ultor. I'm dropping my flags and I'm going straight. I just want to make sure that we're not going to have a problem.
How you doing, Julius?
I was doing better before I got arrested.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
I bet you do.
Listen, Julius, you've made some bad choices, but you're a good man. Let me help you out.
What do you want?
I want the Saints to be gone. Okay? Now, there's two ways that can happen.
You can arrest all of us.
Or you guys can quit while you're ahead. All right, this is my investigation. I can miss a few collars.
What are you saying?
Dex is out of the game, and you're in jail. If you can convince Johnny and your number 2 to drop their flags, the Saints will fall apart, and everyone goes home happy.
You don't think this will work, do you?
You think I like arresting my friends? Convince them to quit, and I won't have to.
There's no way that player's gonna stop.
Make them understand.
Let's say I can. How do I know I'm going free?
I've already talked to the mayor. Hughes is willing to give you guys pardons.
I'll see what I can do.
What the fuck was that?
It was the only way.
I said talk, not set off a goddamn bomb.
Relax, Troy. The Saints are finished. Don't try to find me.
So yeah, Julius was the one who tried to take the boss out. After getting Dex's number from Julius's file, the boss calls Dex.
How you doing, player? If you've gone through Troy's files, you know that Julius set you up. Meet me at the old church, and I'll tell you where to find Julius.
When the boss arrives at the church, he's met with a familiar face.
The fuck took you so long?
You ain't Dex.
Neither are you.
You look different, did you?
I didn't do shit to my hair.
You pulling a gun on me?
Well, I didn't have time to plant a bomb in the church, so this I have to do.
You don't know what the hell you talking about.
Why don't you educate me?
I don't gotta explain shit to you.
This is where we gonna have to agree to disagree.
Why don't you just put the gun down? We both know you're not gonna use it.
Not yet.
Stop!
I never thought I'd see you beg, Julius.
I'm not begging. I'm trying to talk some sense into you.
I'm done listening to your bullshit.
Put it together. Dex wanted us in the same place.
Yeah, and why'd he want that?
Can we kill each other later?
So with no choice but to work with Julius, the boss fights off waves of Masako agents, defending each side of the church, reminiscent of one of the missions from the previous game, till they both hop in Julius's car, and whilst Julius drives, the boss fights off more Masako squad members, eventually taking out a couple of choppers, successfully surviving the ambush orchestrated by Dex.
Just like old times, player.
Yeah.
Jesus. I thought we were past this.
Not by a fucking long shot.
Don't you get it? The Saints didn't solve a goddamn thing. Drugs were still being pushed. Innocent people were still getting killed. All we did was turn into vice kings that wore purple.
Jesus Christ, you sound like a pussy.
I sound like someone who's not a sociopath.
You want to be the killer with a conscience? Fine. Drop your flags and write a book like King, but you never should have came after me.
You telling me, if I would have asked you to walk away, you would have said yes?
Fuck no, this is my city.
Jesus. You haven't learned a goddamn thing.
Wrong. I've learned that being in charge is better than being a bitch who keeps his mouth shut and does what he's told. Your time's over, old man.
What's happened to you?
I woke up.
You owe me, player. If it wasn't for me, you would have died on that street corner.
If it weren't for you, I wouldn't have been in a goddamn coma.
I guess that makes us even.
Not really.
Now that Julius is dealt with, it's time for the DLCs. So SR2 had 2 story DLCs titled Autor Exposed and Corporate Warfare, which provides some extra story to the absolute masterpiece that is Saints Row 2. But of course, they were only available on console. I feel bad for the PC players out there. Let's start with the first DLC, Autor Exposed. The boss meets up with Tara Patrick at the Saints HQ, who is actually a real life, gooner actress, I guess. But in game, she used to work for Autor as a microbiologist.
What you got for me?
I know about some things Ultor wants to keep buried.
Honey, I got shit to do. I don't have time for poetics.
Hey, who's being poetic? I'm talking about bodies.
Well, why didn't you say so?
With Tara's info, the boss recovers and digs up bodies from various locations that Ultor buried, all whilst taking out a bunch of Ultor guards along the way. The boss drops the bodies off at the Channel 6 news building and meets up with Tara.
Did you have any problems?
Nothing I couldn't handle.
Good.
So now what?
We wait for Jane Valderrama to pick up the story.
You think she's gonna run it? Channel 6 didn't exactly go crazy over the Zombie Lynn story.
No one cares about an undead gang member, but everybody hates a big corporation.
Unfortunately, Channel 6 decided to not run the story due to Ultor paying them off, so the boss and Tara discuss what to do next, which is to hijack a chemical truck that Ultor is moving for further proof against Ultor. I also forgot to mention this, but for some reason, in every cutscene in the DLC, one of the characters just stopped moving in some weird way. I have no clue if this is a glitch or it's intentional, but either way, it's funny. Anyways, the boss and Tara stop the truck, hijack it, and whilst Tara drives the truck to the Channel 6 news building, the boss defends the truck from waves of cops and attack choppers, eventually being introduced to a brand new prototype enemy vehicle, the EDF Scout that fires rockets, being a reference to the game Red Faction Guerrilla. After a bunch of shooting and defending, the boss and Tara finally arrive at the Channel 6 news building.
Jane, come on, it's a great story.
I want an interview.
What?
Corporate greed stories are a dime a dozen. I want something more. A whistleblower endangering their lives for justice. That's how you get ratings.
I don't know if she'll go for it.
Then I'm not running your story.
Fine, I'll go talk to her.
The boss heads back to the Saints hideout to convince Tara to do the interview with Jane Valderrama.
I don't like this.
It's just an interview.
It's live TV. Anything can happen.
I got shot at getting this shit for you, and now you telling me you nervous about being interviewed?
It's stressful.
No, people trying to kill you is stressful.
Listen, smartass. You have no idea how hard it is to be in front of the camera.
Did you see me on Fuzz?
Yeah, but you didn't care if you did a bad job. All you had to do was kill a ninja with a chainsaw.
True.
Look, let's just get this over with, okay?
Alongside Tara, the boss drives over to Mount Claflin for the interview, but then the boss is forced to defend the chemical truck and Tara as multiple convoys start approaching. Once they're dealt with, the boss takes the chemical truck over to the news van, hopping out and taking down incoming Ultor helicopters, finally taking care of Ultor so that Tara can expose them live on air.
This is Jane Valderrama reporting live with Tara, a woman who claims our city is in danger.
That's right, Jane. The Ultor Corporation has been using a secret R&D lab to conduct unethical experiments on the citizens of Stillwater.
Those are some strong allegations. I'm assuming you have proof.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have the bodies of people who were experimented on, as well as some of the chemicals that were used to do it.
And why do you think Ultor is responsible?
I conducted the experiments myself.
So these were the acts of a crazed individual.
Excuse me?
You said that you conducted the experiments.
Well, yeah, but...
So you admit that you perverted science to serve your own twisted desires.
No! Ultor was the one that was...
It's an all too familiar tale. A beautiful woman takes a job at a multi-billion-dollar global corporation hoping to fulfill her dreams of microbiology, only to find herself disgusted at her failure to ascend the corporate ladder and turns to mad science in order to blackmail her employer. I'm Jane Valderrama, Channel 6 News.
Why did you do that? I thought you were going to help us.
Journalistic integrity doesn't pay the rent, Tara.
You just humiliated me in public.
I just made the Saints a lot of money. Listen, honey, Ultor was going to bury this story anyway. At least this way we got a little something out of it. Ultor isn't going away. You'll have plenty of time to plot your little revenge scheme.
Don't worry. I will.
And she's never seen again. So much for that ending. Next, we have the second and last DLC of Saints Row 2 Corporate Warfare. The new CEO of Ultor. Yes, they have a new CEO considering the last one got clapped. Eric Griffin meets up with Pierce asking for protection from the Saints, and that he has something on Dex in order to take him down. So considering we of course want to take out Dex as he set the boss up, the boss protects Griffin's limo from being destroyed from incoming Masako agents, till the boss's chopper gets blown up and he's forced to hop in a car and take Griffin back to the Saints hideout. Sometime later, Griffin meets up with Dex outside the Phillips building.
How was your weekend, Eric?
Busy. Yours?
Disappointing.
Get used to it.
I'm surprised you didn't call in sick.
Well, I figure you can't kill me at the office.
I'm head of security. I can do whatever I want.
You're out of your league, Dex.
No, you're just out of touch.
Maybe. See you at the exec meeting.
Back at the Saints hideout, the boss meets up with Griffin to go over the plan to put a stop to Dex.
Wait, explain this one more time?
I thought I made myself quite clear.
No, you did. I just want to make sure it still sounds crazy this second time around.
I thought you wanted to hurt Dex. My mistake.
Yeah, hurt Dex, not fight a goddamn army.
You'll have help.
From who? A bunch of Ultor rent-a-cops? They're not gonna shoot their own.
That's what you're not getting. They're not our own. Dex has been moving waste from the nuke plant that he can sell in the black market, and now he's planning on using the Masako to destroy the evidence. If Ultor finds out what he's doing, Dex is finished.
Please, Ultor wouldn't care. I've heard stories about what happens in the pyramid.
There's a difference between science and war profiteering. If we were into nuclear weapons, we'd be selling to countries with a real economy, not some nut job that lives in a compound.
That's encouraging.
Dex wants to make his move tonight. Together we can stop him.
I'm in.
So this mission is pretty simple. The boss takes the hazardous material truck to 2 different pumps, defending the truck each time from incoming Ultor forces. Once the truck is filled, the boss hops in a tornado and uses it to defend the trucks whilst they drive to the docks, taking out RPGs on rooftops and enemy vehicles down below. If you didn't know, Corporate Meltdown is notoriously hard, but I actually OD failed once during my playthrough, so I don't know, maybe I'm just good at video games or something, because I pretty much had no problems playing this mission. With all 3 trucks safely arriving at the docks, the boss successfully stops Dex's shipment, forcing him to leave Stillwater.
Is everything in order, Katie?
Yes, sir. Your effects are en route.
And my office?
I followed protocol. Your machine's been wiped and paper files have been shredded. Are you sure you can't wait a few days? You're going to miss the company picnic.
I can, I'm sorry. This transfer is a big opportunity for me. I need to leave tonight.
With respect, sir, you had me call in every favor you had to get an immediate transfer. It doesn't look like this is a step up for you.
And what does it look like?
Honestly, like you're running.
You're a smart girl.
And we never get to kill Dex. Seriously, this never gets concluded or even brought up in any of the games, which is beyond disappointing, man. And no, that does not count. That is not canon to me. With Dex gone, the boss meets up with Griffin once again.
The fuck you mean he's gone?
Dex left town last night. He requested an emergency transfer.
This is bullshit, Griffin.
There was nothing I could do.
I swear to God, if I find out you helped him...
I didn't.
Then make it right.
How? He knows you're trying to kill him. There's no way he's coming back.
Fine. I can't get Dex. You're gonna help me get his people.
His people?
His friends. His soldiers. His fucking favorite street magician. If it's someone Dex cared about, I want him dead.
I think I have an idea.
So whilst Griffin watches overhead from a lighthouse, the boss heads inside the Volition Game Studios and what the fuck? A UFO? Griffin calls out various targets for the boss to kill that are supposed to matter to Dex, I guess, including a girl doing yoga, a guy eating a hamburger, an army of angry mimes constantly spawning from a limo, a pirate, ninjas. This mission is literally insane. After the boss protects Griffin from some Masako agents, he meets up with him for the final time, ending off Saints Row 2 with a bang with one of the most entertaining missions this DLC has to offer.
You think they're gonna come down on you for this?
Maybe. It isn't your problem anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I was just being polite.
Yeah, thanks for faking it.
Anytime.
So what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna find out which city Dex ran to and get the bitch.
The Stillwater branch won't have any more unpleasantness with the Saints, will we?
Hey, as long as you don't come after me and mine, you can go to Mars for all I care.
Believe it or not, there was actually a Saints Row 2 mobile game as well, considering the first mobile game they had was such a massive success, I guess. And it was a massive upgrade in many ways, because look at the first game. What the hell is even that? To be honest, the Saints Row 2 mobile game kind of reminds me of GTA Chinatown Wars in some weird half-brother way. That may or may not be a reference to our future video on the enryece YouTube channel. But unfortunately, there's not too much I can say about it, as I was struggling for my life trying to play the damn game. I kept dying over and over and over again. I think think this game might have not meant to be played on a PC, I don't know. And do not get me started on the annoying music. I am not suffering for a mobile game just for a video. I'm sorry, but I tried. I really did, I promise. I tried. But a cool detail is that the Saints are using the color green in the first mobile game, which was the original version of the Saints before their gang colors were changed to purple. The more you know. There was also a cancelled PSP game called Saints Row Undercover that was originally titled Saints Row The Fall, planned to be released in 2009, a year after the release of Saints Row 2. This cancelled PSP game would have been set directly after the events of Saints Row 2 and involve you playing as an undercover cop infiltrating the 3rd Street Saints, in the end having a major choice to stay a cop or fully join the Saints. Surprisingly, a prototype of Saints Row Undercover was released by Volition, which is why I managed to capture some gameplay, and trust me, it's as broken as it looks. But I'm sure the game would have been a lot of fun if it actually released, but sadly, we'll never get to see what the final product would have looked like. Saints Row 2 also has co-op and multiplayer, but the servers are practically a wasteland for the multiplayer, and of course, if you didn't know already, I have no friends, so co-op is a no-go for me. Overall, Saints Row 2 is a game that absolutely changed my life, and I urge anyone that hasn't played this game to give it a go, because trust me, it's way better than 99% of the slop that is released nowadays. I might potentially make some videos on the rest of the Saints Row games. Yes, including that one. So keep your eyes open for any future uploads. A big thank you to Bobby Heath and Emmy Muffin 657 for being members of the enryece YouTube channel. If you want to help support the channel like these awesome people, just click the join button to become a member today, which gives you access to a cool member badge next to your name, custom emojis, and a shout out at the end of each and every video. Anyways, with that being said, like and subscribe and take care.
With fists like these, I don't even gotta pack no heat. You can't stop me, son!